comet arrive? Asked Sniff, staring in fascination through the telescope. According to my reckoning, said the Professor, it will hit the Earth on the 7th of October at 8:42 p.m, possibly 4 seconds later. And what will happen when the comet hits the Earth? Asked Sniff. What will happen? Said the Professor in surprise. Well, I hadn't thought about that, but you can be certain I shall record the events in great detail. Moomintroll looked very pale. We must hurry home as fast as we can, he said. Mama will know what to do. They left the observatory and set off on the long journey home.
They sat side by side in the moss and watched the schooner sail across the pond and land at the other shore beside a large leaf. Moomin Mama dipped her snout into the water and looked at the bottom of the pond. There's a nice gleam down there, she said. It's your golden bracelet, said Moomintroll. And the Snork Maiden's necklace. Good idea, isn't it? Splendid, said his mother. We'll always keep our bangles in brown pond water in the future. They're so much more beautiful that way. On the front steps of the Moomin house stood the Mimble's daughter,
no one who could watch us for
her
you?
voice with yelling.
Well, there's my cousin, replied the Hemulin, but she's too kind-hearted. Perhaps she'd let you out. When are we going to be beheaded? The Fillyjonk suddenly asked. Oh, dear me, nobody's going to behead you, replied the Hemulin, quite embarrassed. You'll just have to sit there until you confess. Then you'll be sentenced to writing out Strictly Forbidden 5,000 times each. But we're innocent, said the Fillyjonk. Yes, I know, said the Hemulin. I've heard it before. They all say that.
It's an important event, and much too dramatic to be left out. Now followed the mysterious month of bright sunny days, of melting icicles and winds and rushing skies, and of sharply freezing nights with a snow crust and a dazzling moon. Snufkin was heading north, relishing the solitude and the quiet, perfect world all around him. It's the right evening for a tune, he thought as he walked along.
I've got something to show you.
And the notes started to gather in his mind.
A nameplate with
All
my
he had to do
own name
now
on it
was
to
put
hang
in
on
the
my
right
door
order.
when I get a home of my own. I've moved away from home and begun living. You see, before I had a name, I just used to hop around and things were simply happening around me, but nothing was real. Now I have a name of my own. Everything that happens means something, because it doesn't just happen, it happens to me, to Titi Woo. And Titi Woo may think this or that about it, as the case may be, if you see what I mean. Titi Woo started to rummage in the bushes. Then he was gone. Snufkin scratched his head.
Small flashes
Yes,
of lightning crossed the air,
I see,
and the buttons were
he
crackling. Suddenly, the park keeper's ears lighted up. Then his hair crackled and sparkled, his nose began to glow, and all of a sudden the park keeper was luminous from top to toe. Shining like a full moon, he scuttled off towards the park gates, followed by the army of hattifatteners. The park wardress was already climbing the fence.
He stopped short in the warm darkness beside the streak of moonlight. Suddenly, Moomintroll felt frightened. He was so terribly lonely. "Mother, wake up!" Moomintroll shouted. "All the world's got lost!" But Moomin Mama didn't wake up. For a moment, her dreams became uneasy and troubled, but she wasn't able to
working
open
itself
her eyes.
larger,
Moomintroll
drawing
curled up
nearer.
on her bed now.
This calm is unnatural. It means something terrible is going to happen. We are so small and insignificant, and everything is threatened by mercilessness, threatened by something one can't ask anything of, nor argue with, nor understand, and that never tells one anything, something that one can see drawing near through a black window pane, far away on the road,
Far out
away
over
to
the
sea,
sea, a new
growing
wind
and
started to
growing,
blow.
but never fully
The
showing
wind
itself
got
until
stronger
it's
and
too
stronger until she heard it reach the island. She thought about the sea with its driving winds, the sea that was always everywhere, taking possession of the beach, the lighthouse, and the whole island. She imagined that the whole world was smooth, gliding water, and that very slowly the room itself was beginning to sail away. She imagined the island coming loose and drifting further and further out into the sea until it fell over the edge of the world like a coffee cup on a slippery tray. It was a warm night.
Little
down on
I
the
would
beach.
appreciate that.
Moomintroll could taste
thought
the salt
Moomin
from the
Mama,
sea on the
giggling
wind.
to herself.
A full
I
moon
wonder
slipped in
where
and
she
out from behind
sleeps.
fast-moving
It's a pity
clouds.
mothers can't go off.
Then Moomintroll saw the groke. She sat motionless on the sand and stared at him with round, expressionless eyes. She wasn't particularly big, but you felt that she was terribly evil and would wait forever. She sat there for a while and then slid away into the darkness. Where she had been sitting, the ground had frozen. It was the lamp that had attracted her.
The fiddles
She wanted
had no
to warm
strings,
herself
and
on
the
it.
boxes no
She would have
bottoms.
sat down
The
on
books couldn't even be opened, and the flowers were paper flowers. All the things were false. Everything was made of paper or wood or plaster. "I like it here," said the Mimble's daughter. "It's just as if nothing really mattered here." "Does anything matter anywhere?" asked little Mai. "No," her sister replied happily. "Not really." At that moment, a loud thump resounded from the drawing room, and a light cloud of dust rose from the shelves.
And you could make out
One
every
snatched
single
the
leaf of
sword
grass
and
on the
rushed out
ground.
into the passage.
Behind the spruce tops, where the sun had gone to rest for a short while, a streak of red light, left over from the sunset, remained waiting for the new day. They wandered through the deeply silent wood and came out on the meadows by the shore, where the night was even lighter. "As it is Midsummer Eve, we must gather 9 different kinds of flowers," said the Snork Maiden, "and promise not to speak until morning. We'll put the flowers under our pillows and our dreams will come true." While the midsummer bonfire slowly died down to a glow and the morning breeze lazily
The
drifted over
Hemulin
grass,
said that they were hattifatteners. They were outsiders, half dangerous. And then an overpowering longing and melancholy had gripped Moomin Papa, and the only thing he knew was that he didn't want any tea on the veranda, not that evening, nor any other evening. The picture never left his mind, and so one afternoon he went away. The day was hot, and he walked at random. He didn't dare to think about
dried
it,
up
nor to
pools.
feel
The steam was like a smoke screen above them, and through it the comet shone with a dim, eerie light. They stalked onward on their stilts, across the very bottom of the dried-up sea. Here and there mountains rose. Their tops had once been little islands, where
"Now it
people
will be
had
a
landed
bathing
boats,
house again,"
and children
she
enjoyed
said.
themselves splashing
"When
about
the
on
summer's
beaches.
hot and green, and you lie on the landing stage and listen to the waves chuckling and clucking." "Why didn't you talk like that in winter?" Moomin Troll asked. "Didn't you understand that I was melancholy?" Tiki shrugged her shoulders. "One has to discover everything for oneself and get over it all alone," she replied. The sun was getting warmer every day. It burned holes in the ice, and you could see the sea becoming restless below.
Rocking
Beyond
slowly
the
in the
horizon,
sunshine.
great
They lay on their
gulls were
backs and
wandering
looked up
to
at the
and
sky, and suddenly they caught sight of the first butterfly of the summer. As everyone knows, if the first butterfly you see is yellow, your summer will be very, very happy. But this butterfly was coloured gold. "What can that mean?" said Moomin Troll. "I've never seen a golden butterfly before." "Gold is even better than yellow," said the Snork Maiden. "You wait and see."
I'm gonna go see Moomin Mama. Moomin World theme park sits on a little island just offshore from this lovely town of Naantali. The entrance to Moomin World, a bit different to the entrance to Disney World, I imagine. No car park, no tat, just a leafy island and a wooden walkway. I am in Moomin World. I can hardly stand the excitement. There are children everywhere, but I'm willing to overlook that. Moomin trolls! Meanwhile, thunderstorm brews overhead, which means the hattifatteners are getting restive. Oh my god! It's the Moomin house!
proper little house. Moomin World is a wonderfully low-key, homey, homespun kind of place. There are no rides, no glitz. It's all just wholesome and innocent. Oh my god, it's the bathing hut with the multicoloured windows. Oh. What a lovely place. I haven't stopped smiling since I got here. I am in Moomin Papa's boat. Here is a map of the nearby islands. And this little one here, Uta, is where the author of the Moomin books used to go for her lesbian hedonistic parties, I believe. Yep, there we go. Ding! Uto. It's Snufkin's camp. Maybe he's in there, thinking up a tune. Can you believe this music? Propaganda are out to get you. Moomin. Moomin. Moomin is peace.
Hyi, tuossa on diiskuneitipaita. Mitä hyjiä siinä on? Sitten kapula pois ja sitten sopat pois.
Oh, this is genuinely unsettling. It's a maze, like a forest. You can't find your way out. You keep getting lost. And they play psychedelic music to kind of freak you out a bit. Oh, these fins. These wily fins. Well, of course, the Moomins are environmentally friendly. Here is their hydroelectric power plant. I went swimming. I dried out on the rocks. The modern Moomin Mama, completely at home with her Nokia. End of the day, Moomin World closes down. And the storm has passed over. Back in lovely Nantilly. What kind of lucky assholes get to live in a place like this? Jesus, I hate them. Who do we have here? Gah. Will this exquisite hell never end?